I vote to evict Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny. Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Happily vote to evict Kenny.
I too vote to evict Kenny from beyond the villa. Can I get him off? Oh, I've been recapping it like I told you on Reality Recap, and even there you can tell Kenny's on some weird stuff. Like, Kenny's vibe is just completely off, and now we know for sure why that is. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, talking about the Kenny and Janae breakup and the saga that happened online yesterday. Amaya being exposed for being a colorist, and then Marco's apology for using the N-word, amongst other things. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Before I actually dive into this, I want us to talk about the topics, but y'all should know by now, I'm not here for the pedestalizing or the tearing down of influencers, public figures, any of that. So if you guys like these people for who they are, like you're just fans or whatever, that's totally fine. I think with that, be careful not to make them like your goals, or like to put them on pedestals where they're infallible, when as humans, we're all capable of having our faults. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that too, this run to want to tear people down, send death threats, dox them, this extreme version of cancel culture is also not okay. So in as much as we are talking about these topics, let's not get extreme, y'all. All the DMs saying, girl, make a video, make a video. I just wanted to collect a few more receipts. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to keep up with, who are the main people that I watch? Storytime with Ricky, bits of banter, Coco on Instagram. I've been trying to keep up. I lost track. Completely lost track, but thank you to the people on Discord, especially Leah, for keeping me in the loop. What do I want to talk about first? I guess let's talk about what I saw this morning. This morning I saw that Amaya was dragged yesterday for these posts from 2014 up until 2024. So some of the posts from 2014, honestly, I'm not quite sure if they're worth posting, simply because she is 14. I'll be completely honest with you. Do I know a lot about the Dominican culture? No, I do not. What I have heard a lot of is that there is an interesting relationship between how they identify in terms of being Afro-Latinos. People have said time and time again that colorism is very popular amongst Dominicans. So it doesn't shock me that in 2014, when I would assume Amaya was 14, this was something that she would perpetuate online. It's very common knowledge that colorism comes from colonization, and it is something that is still perpetuated to this day worldwide. Boy, don't I know it. But I was curious to know why it is so normalized in the Dominican Republic specifically, just based off things that I have heard. So I did see a few clips on TikTok that kind of shed light on that. And so I just wanted to play them for other people who may have been curious as well.
How do Dominicans see their African heritage, their blackness?
How would people describe you?
Indio.
Indio.
I'm supposed to be Indio here. The 19th century, we didn't have any native indigenous people.
No.
But it was a way to use the word Indio to actually negate our African ancestry. We cannot say, honestly, that we are Anglo-Saxon. Even today, everybody says the motherland here is Spain. I think nobody's Negro here. If we are told you are black, oh no, I'm not black.
Now, where things kind of change is in 2024, when she would repost a lot of things about Trump or Candace Owens or Elon Musk and stuff like that, and people are crucifying her for being a trumpet, which is funny because Kenny was a trumpet too, but somehow that got swept under the rug so quickly. But anyways, the stuff in 2014, not to say that it's excusable, for me, it makes sense, if that makes sense to you guys. But a lot of people are saying that Amaya's display on the show regarding how she came for Shelly, and well, I still feel like some of her frustration towards Ace made sense. People are looking at that as an example of her not liking black people and stuff like that. That is a nuanced case where there were other feelings involved where you can kind of understand why she popped off in the way that she did. So I'm not going to say that is a direct correlation, but that is what the streets are saying. What are your guys' thoughts? There are also rumors going around that Amaya and Brian are no longer together. That hasn't been confirmed. I saw that Brian was liking posts basically saying that they're able to have separate lives, but that doesn't mean that they are confirmed to have broken up. He also was seen pouring drinks in a girl's mouth or something like that. Apparently the video wasn't as bad as the still photo that's going around. So yeah, that's the drama with Amaya. And she's not the only one being exposed. I think they said that they're trying to cancel Nick as well. But Nick is an even trickier one because some of the posts that people are sharing have been proved to be doctored. I'm not quite sure which posts are real, which posts aren't, but people are trying to tear down Nick too for his political beliefs, for his racially insensitive posts that he's made in the past. But again, I personally haven't gone through the effort of seeing which was real and which ones were real and which ones weren't. So I'm not gonna dive too much into that one. But what we do know is real is what happened to Marco, I think last night, and his apology came this morning. So a lady, I think on TikTok, her @ is like Sinner or something like that. She said, I'm finally like vindicated in exposing Marco for being a racist and an ableist. And so people were like, well, show the receipts. And she showed the receipts and people still didn't believe her. So I'm going to show you guys the receipts.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, fortunately he is. And this is the official video calling out everything. If you're going to take anything from this video, literally just listen. All right, where did the screenshots and the video recordings come from? Marco has this childhood best friend. His best friend's girlfriend sent me these messages because she tried to expose him herself, even commenting on his videos, but he threatened to sue her. She sent me the screenshots, but I was so in disbelief that I asked her for video recordings to show that it was actually coming from his account because it was just screenshots. Y'all know how edited shit goes. Here's him on his Instagram saying it. As you can see, scrolling through, clicking through the chat, showing that they have conversations before. Clicking on his profile, eventually clicking on his following as well to show that he's following that person. Yep, right there. I'm blocking out names for privacy reasons. Hardy R twice right there in messages. Marco. And you know, she even went as far as showing his number, which I'm not going to expose for y'all, but yeah, like I'm telling y'all, this is Marco. I don't want to leak his number in order to prove that it's actually him. But like, you don't even have to believe the messages on iMessage. The fact that there's a screen recording on Instagram interacting with the profile says enough.
Now, all of this was still getting side eyes from the fans. People were like, oh girl, you're just clout chasing, you're just whatever, until today, when Marco admitted to saying what he said, and he's now giving an apology.
Good morning, guys. I have woken up and there has been recently a video surfaced of private text messages released about me. I have said the N-word and used offensive terms in my life that affect certain groups. I know there has been a lot of comments and questions about what race I am. I have never met my grandparents on my mother's side, but what I do know is we are from southern Italy, where there is a large percentage of people of African descent. To be honest, I fully don't know my background, but my whole life people have stereotyped me as black and Italian. I grew up in an environment where I have used this word, and that does not mean it's okay, but I did it. These were personal and private messages, and to be honest, this invasion of my privacy is disturbing. Again, I know what I have said is wrong. I am here to address it, and I am not running away from it. These were personal and private messages. Again, that does not make it okay, but I am taking full accountability.
Marco did admit to using the N-word. Honestly, I thought that Marco, on season 5, I thought that Marco was like half black, but he himself says he doesn't actually know what race he identifies as. But because he is white passing and he does fully embrace being Italian, he is taking the stance as a Italian and is accepting fault for what he has said. You guys let me know your thoughts on his apology. Last but not least, we have to talk about the Jana and Kenny blow up from yesterday. And we now know that this blow up that they had in person at David Dobrik's at his party was not true. However, they have been going to blows online. So a lot of people have their conspiracies. You know, Harry Jowsey did post, I think it was a Snapchat of Janae and Kenny on the dance floor, and he was looking at his phone. People suspect that is when Janae caught wind that something was off. She maybe went through his phone, and now we know what we know. So it started off with this post from Janae. Hi, my loves. Thank you all for your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Please know that I have seen all the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is. Discovering that someone you loved isn't who you thought they were and that the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one has been truly devastating. Thank you for respecting my privacy, and please know, as a child of God, I am always going to be okay. Or I will always be okay. Child, not me putting my own words. So from there, everybody was spiraling. Like, what could it be? Could it be criminal? Is the secret baby a real thing? Because I think there was a rumor last year about Kenny having a secret baby. I never heard that rumor. That's a new thing for me. But I know the big thing last year was the fact that he was a trumpet and maybe he didn't like black women and maybe he was sticking around for clout. A lot of people were like, do you see who he's with? I literally have a screenshot of somebody saying that. Do you think him being with a black woman makes him a racist, makes him whatever? One day we're going to learn that affinity to blackness doesn't remove anti-blackness. There are black people who are anti-black. There are, you know what I'm saying? So just because he is with a black woman does not mean that he is here for the advancement, the betterment of black people, doesn't appreciate black people. Like, that is not a direct correlation at all. So from there, we started seeing people speak out. I think this is her sister. Now that my sis has spoken, I can speak on the issue. This nigga really had us fooled. Fumbled the baddest he'll ever have on mamas. As for Janae, still blessed and highly favored. So what really had people going is Kenny's response. He posted saying, the past few days have been incredibly difficult. I've been quietly sitting with a lot of emotions and doing my best to process everything privately. Breakups are never easy, especially in the public eye. Sometimes, despite how deeply you care for someone, you can come to the hard truth that the relationship was not something that could last long term. Knowing what we know now, that is even sick that he said that to begin with, but let's move on. I'll always be grateful for the time we shared and the memories we created. I release this chapter with no ill will, only a hope that Janae's path forward brings her nothing but happiness. So he's really trying not to take any accountability at all. And I think he was banking on the fact that Janae would try to keep it cute. That's one thing that I will say about Janae. A lot of people have criticized her relationship from the time they've gotten together. A lot of people have. And a big prop that I'll give to her is presenting as a united front as much as possible. I believe in that. I don't think that it makes sense to try and draw out your partner at every opportunity. And so she was really trying to defend him, really trying to, defend their relationship. But yeah, she chose not to defend him anymore. She responded saying, Kenny Rodriguez, shut the F up. You manipulative liar. You not taking accountability and telling people the type of person you really are is insane to me. My first statement was me being nice. Do not piss me off. I think a lot of their relationship was Janae trying to protect him, trying to be nice, because you cannot tell me, I'm sorry, we had a chat last night on Discord, and my stance is you cannot tell me people have not brought up their concerns with Janae. I think there has been enough, either on the show, in real life, in the vlogs that she's posted, there's been enough evidence for people to be like, what's the vibe between you and Kenny? Because something feels a little bit off. And yes, this isn't a moment to be like, I told you so, I told you so. My thing is, I really do believe that there were signs there that even people who know her intimately may have picked up on, but because she fights so fervently for her relationship, they maybe decided not to take it much further. I also saw earlier today that another content creator had said that Kenny's messages were to his friends and family, but Janae came and said that is false. So Leah responds saying, Kenny Rodriguez, put a sock in it. Put a sock in it, Chat GPT, head ass. Tell the truth for once. Racist, clout, money hungry, and a scammer since day one. Trying to make it seem like it's something it's not. Don't worry, our Nate is blessed and highly favored. Then we have Leah, who was going under Kenny's post saying, delete my man off your page. And then she went further to say, instead of deleting my posts, how about you delete my man off your page? The saga continues. Serena chimed in and she says, let's remember this is not a show and someone's actual feelings. It may be tea for y'all, but that's not the case for us. Y'all already know how I'm coming behind Janae, and trust, so does he. Then Olivia chimed in and she said, your pathetic excuse for a story is laughable. I can't even put into words how good of a person Nene is and how hard it is watching her go through something like this. Kenny Rodriguez, I hope this gives you the clout you always wanted, you effing loser. Olivia also posted a screenshot verifying with ChatGPT that this was in fact an AI response from Kenny. Furthermore, Kayla responded saying, Kenny Rodriguez is a poor excuse of a man. You lost the most beautiful, genuine soul. Shame on you. We had some other people speak out too. I actually don't know who this person is, but they say, chat, I've been keeping my mouth shut for so long. Janae Craig carried that immature, manipulator, insecure, and psychopath so-called man for an entire year. My heart... See, that kind of proves what I was saying. I do think that people had their speculations, but maybe they just didn't want to say it too much. My heart hurts for you, baby girl. I'm so happy you have a real family and friends who will help you grow through this. You are the most caring human anyone can have in their life, and I pray you find so much better. The light is coming to take what darkness stole. So then Janae reposted this edit that people made about Miguel. Miguel was basically calling out, what's the name now? Already forgettable. Calling out Kenny for being a clout chaser even on the show. So she reposted that.
Which boy is only here for clout? Surely. Drop the mic.
Then what really shut down the internet was Janae's friend Charmaine. Charmaine came with the actual details a little bit. She says, well, her follow-up thing was, I don't play about Janae. That's the screenshot that I saw first. Then I saw what she actually said. My advice to women in relationships. If you have access, go through your man's phone today. Search keywords like, I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout. I can't wait to be done with this so I can F hella bitches. You'll thank me later. P.S. Never spare a man. Dog them out, baby girl. Now, I don't know about the dog them out, but I've been saying, especially if you've been watching this season's reviews for Love Island UK, being the chill girl, being the cool girl serves nobody. Serves nobody. Being overly understanding is only to your detriment because you're letting go of a lot of things. Now, I don't think you should dog a person out, but I do think if you have certain boundaries, do not knock them down for whatever like frivolous things this man is throwing at you, this person, is throwing at you, these sweet nothings they're saying to you. Like, I'm so sorry. Stick to your boundaries. Hold to your morals and your values. Watching clips from their vlogs, like maybe challenges that they did where he dropped her and he laughed instead of picking her up, or when he would open the door for everybody but not open the door for her, it seems to me like the actions didn't align with whatever words he would be telling her. So it's very sad to see how all of this is panning out. I don't think there's any more. Yeah, that's all the information that I have so far. Whether or not you guys supported the relationship, for somebody to put on a front for an entire year, that is legitimately scary. It is very scary to see the lengths that somebody like Kenny would go for the sake of money, clout, and notoriety. And for what? Like, there were how many people on the show? Was anybody else checking for Kenny? I don't know. I think he wanted Kayla or something at the beginning. But the point is, like, you did not have to do this. It didn't have to be this way. I think he was a little bit guilt tripped when he came back from Casa More on the show. A lot of people, unfortunately, fell for the tears. Listen, manipulators can cry their way out of things too. Don't believe all tears. Just because they cry doesn't mean they're genuine or sincere. And then once he came out the show and he realized how popular PPG was, he saw the opportunity, latched on, and let it go way too far. It's not the first time we've seen this happen. Timmy was in a similar situation, although it does seem like the Zeta and Timmy thing was a little bit more mutual. That's what the streets are saying. And then Caleb did the same thing with Justine. And I'm sure there's other examples too. From the UK, there's examples. Demi and Luke had a similar situation where, you know, the relationship stayed longer than it should have simply because of brand deals and clout. So yeah, regardless of how you feel, if you feel like me that the signs were there, Kenny was able to put on this front to hold his mask for a year. That's genuinely like scary. That's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So it'll be interesting to see what Kenny does going forward. Is he going to continue to delete people's comments? Is he going to refrain from commenting? Honestly, at this point, that'll be the best plan of action for him. His followers are dropping quickly. And can you imagine on the most recent episode of Beyond the Villa, he said, oh yeah, Janae has a bigger following, but people follow me for my personality.
I'm just silly, you know, I listen to Katy Perry. People follow me for who I am, for my personality.
It is your personality that's getting you canceled right now. So love that for you. And on top of that too, like, what was he insinuating that Janae's being followed for? People can't genuinely like her. They have to be following her for something else. But you, they follow you because they like you. I don't know. Even that, like, things that he says, things that he does, like Kenny, just bad vibes, bad vibes, bad vibes. I will be keeping my ears to the streets. Again, I just want to shout out the people who've been keeping me in the loop. Coco, Bits of Banter, and Storytime with Ricky. Them girls don't play. Along with all the people on Discord who have been keeping me on track. I'm not gonna front like I've been doing the work. It's y'all. And I'm just coming to the rest of y'all with the tea. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below about all the topics from today. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.